What is happening, budget builders, and welcome back to the F100 Rescue. This is a 1972 Ford F100 that had been parked in a barn since 1995. In our last video, we went through the systems and got this thing running. Built the brakes, put some fresh rubber on it, and actually got this thing moving under its own power for the first time in 30 years. Now in today's episode, it needs a good bit of cleanup. I'm so ready to scrub this thing down, get this thing completely road ready. And of course, the truck is in phenomenal condition for an old farm truck, but it did have what we thought was a hay rack. A lot of you commented and mentioned, and it was a livestock rack, and so that makes sense why the bed is rotted out. So in today's video, we're also going to address the rust in the bed, get this thing completely dialed in, cleaned up, get that disgusting interior cleaned up. And I think we should go on a road trip. Let's go on the first road trip this little truck has had in 3 decades. Let's take a few minutes and address the inside of this truck. Not only is it filthy, it's raunchy. We need to get it cleaned out. The seat's in really rough shape. We want to get it out of here, and with that seat out, we'll also have access to the tank. We'll pull it and hopefully we can get that thing cleaned out. We've got a new sending unit. If it is savable, we'll get it taken care of and get it back in here so this thing can run off of its own fuel. Family Weekly, April 15th, 1979. Oh, that's what we need right there. What's cool is this is all local stuff. Clemson, Anderson. Yep, that's the Anderson Independent. How cool is that? Seatbelt bolts. You're good, Dad. It's so cool just how original this old truck is. All the way down to all of our little fixtures and fitting and wiring. And of course hoses. We need to replace some hoses. See how nice this gas is. Ready? No. Oh my goodness, I just soaked my whole everything. No. think it would come out. At least it smells like brand new gas. That's horrible. Yummy. Oh my, what the? I think it's mostly just varnish. See any reason why we couldn't save it? It obviously had stuff in it for all these years. Man, that looks good. Makes me thirsty. Need some sweet tea. Not looking real good, is it? No. So unfortunately, this pickup tube, I don't know if you can see it, is actually part of the tank. It's molded into it, and the whole bottom is just a big clump of rust. We can't get it free, and I'm afraid if we do get it free, we're gonna be about 5 gallons short of the bottom of the tank. Anyways, it's been a long time since we've been able to save a tank, and this one was the nicest looking one we've seen, but I unfortunately, I don't think it's gonna be a saver either. Neat how just crisp and original all these little pieces are on this truck. Even this still functioning radio. was less than I expected it to be, a couple $100. Less than $10 shipping from Summit for oversize, and that'll be nice not to have to worry about fuel system when driving this thing around. Man, that cleaned up pretty good. No, so totally just kidding. Wow, this thing actually came out really nice in here. The colorway matches super good. This seat came out of a parts truck that we had. The black didn't quite fit in here. The green, I think, moves along, fits really, really nicely in here. Ooh, they're not perfect, but much better than what it had. Looks good to me. Now that we got the seat cleaned up, we can't just leave it black. I mean, it's a 70s pickup truck. It needs to be green on green on green on green on green. We got a code M25 dark green GM. I sprayed it up on the old seat and it's literally identical. So that's the color we're gonna do this one. We'll take a gray Scotch-Brite pad so we're not too overly abrasive. Scuff this thing down really good. Get some coats on it, see how it looks. Normally the brand of vinyl dye we use is an SEM or a SIM. Love it, it works really good. We put it in a lot of interiors and it takes a lot of wear. This is still a dye, so I think it should do well too. And it should look pretty decent. There's not a perfect seat, it's not a perfect truck, but my butt will be happy. Yeah, still got all the original. That's crazy. Glue tape on it. The door panel has never been off. Man, I love how original this truck is. Yeah, it's original.
Something that was definitely driving me nuts was trying to figure out matching this door panel. I could not stand it. Being the same color as the door, it needed a little bit of contrast, kind of like the other side. That's an oddball color. And finally, we ended up finding at our local Napa, they can mix a spray can. So we had a can of yellowish green metallic, which is what it matched out to, mixed up, and now we can color match it. You can see we did a bunch of spray outs and tries and figures outs. We buffed out the passenger door panel, and with it sprayed, hopefully this will match really nicely and set off the rest of this interior. That one random piece of 67 trim, that narrow trim, definitely drive you nuts. But we had this piece of 72, that'll look a whole lot better on there. Now moving into cleaning this thing, if you notice this thing sat in a barn most of the time that it was sitting, and so it has this barn dust filth layer that needs to be cleaned off. Now normally you could work that off pretty good with some kind of rag or something. We've got a lot of surface rust that needs to be knocked down here anyways. We don't want to jump in here with a red Scotch Brite pad because they're a little too abrasive, so we're going to use the lighter abrasive one, which is a gray. Soak this thing down, we'll give it a good scuffing all the way around. I should hopefully clean this paint up pretty nice, getting that top layer of grime off of there and knocking down some of that surface rust. We are pretty thin here, especially on the roof, but thankfully got original red primer, so we're not straight down to raw metal. Well, for the most part. Hey. See just how much grime is actually pulling out of that paint between the mud and the surface rust.
body cleaned up and most of that surface rust knocked down, the trim on this truck is really nice shape. It's actually really pretty and really straight. But again, with that staining, that mud staining, this is a dirt floor barn, you can see it's kind of orangish. And so what we're gonna use is an aluminum brightener. This is like a tune brightener. And we'll soak this down. And you just wanna be careful because this is an acid. And we don't want to scrub this or anything. We're going to soak it down. This is not aluminum, but it'll help with some of the staining. I'm going to go halfway here. We'll let that sit for about 30 seconds, and then we'll just rinse it off and let's see how it looks. This is also going to help bring that trim in together with the rest that now matches the truck. You see where it goes from that nice pretty clean down to that orangish tint, and once this is all cleaned up and you get a protective coating on it, I think it's going to look really nice on here. Swept out.
Wow, you got it clean.
Dude, it's so clean you can see straight through it. That's a rough bed. That's a really rough bed. With the outside of the truck, the interior, and the engine bay cleaned up, it's time to take care of this crusty bed. And you'll probably notice we got a replacement. I got this from my friend Alan. It looks pretty nice on the outside. It's had some replacements. It's slap full of Bondo. Has a little rust up here, but for the most part, it's an awesome parts bed. He gave us a really good deal on it, and it's gonna work out to take all of that and use it on the inside of this, because this has some super nice sides. I mean, so solid right here where the seam is and everything. It's just the bottom is gone from that livestock rack. It's gonna take a little cutting and grinding, I'm sure. Let's get this thing pulled off of here. nice is all the wiring is easily accessible. All of it's been foobarred with before too. So I'm gonna just cut it. And I want to clean it up and get some marine heat shrink connectors in there anyways. Rear bolt here, thankfully, is super accessible. The other one here, we can make accessible. Seems I've got half the truck on my face. You ready? Let's give it a feel. It seems like, I know I just picked up one side, but it doesn't seem that heavy. It's like it's been lightened a little bit. Your side definitely went higher than mine. All right, that's our this is our gym. This is how we do our workouts. We lift beds off of trucks. Frame looks great, doesn't it? Yeah. I love how they undercoated the cab corners, and they're literally perfect on this truck. That's what's awesome, is that cab is so nice, and that's why it's worth fixing that. You know what? It's actually really nice everywhere except what needs to be replaced. I mean, that makes sense, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. Yep, no idea what we're doing. Don't know where to start. But I'm gonna just start removing. I know we need to take out the bad so we can put in the good. Yep, that's it.
On that guy.
What are we doing?
Here, 65 1/4.
Well, we had some bed left, yeah, right?
With most of the bad cut out of that one, it's time to get the good out of this one. And we have to be a little bit more cautious, obviously, doing it on this one. So what we're gonna do is we'll drill the spot welds from this side, fold these back so our inner braces are detached from there. We'll trim out exactly what we need, actually on both of that side, and then we'll cut this out, and from the top side we'll be able to clean back where we have a nice clean mounting spot on our inner brace there. This one has some weight to it, the other one didn't. When we're welding a panel like this, you don't want to just stay in one line. You'll notice I'll weld, I'll tack, 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 and then we'll kind of go back and forth. You don't want that heat to be too central. It'll start warping that panel around, which is not as big a deal on an old truck bed like this, but still it's good practice to move it around and keep your heat from warping things up too much. Well, we got a pretty solid bed again. It's not perfect by any means. We need to roll it over, clean up a couple spots, get it back on the truck, and then we'll rhino line that bottom. But I think this, it's solid again. This will last for many, many years to come, and it can be used as the old farm truck it's supposed to be now. All right, is your back ready for this?
Nope. I can't lift my arms.
go through and run a tape line at this seam and seam seal it just like it would have been from the factory. That'll also not only look good, but keep those welds nice and clean. First, we're gonna coat this back. We'll Scotch-Brite everything really good. We'll take some acetone and wipe it down. We got a Raptor roll-on bed liner, and there'll be some directions on doing it. We need to take care of this so we can drop the bed, bolt it on, so we can Rhino-line over the bolts and everything.
Where's the bumpies? Oh, jeez, what are we getting into? Whore.
Bumpies. Bumpies. Hey, bumpies.
Hey, get back.
This is not what I thought it would be.
Mm-hmm.
Did he get you? Cool. Did we put the bed back together right? I think we did. Open. That's a whole lot better than it was. It's a warbly tailgate, but it is perfect. We are just about there. Now we need to seal it in. We need to keep it looking this way for many, many years to come now that we've got it cleaned up. And to do that, we're gonna coat it in some sweet patina sauce. And you apply this every so often. We'll get a couple good coats on it. It should really bring that paint to life, and it's also going to help preserve, convert, and protect that rust from spreading any further. Let's take a few minutes and get this stuff put on so we can take a good sunset cruise. Now to go on here with this, you just, put it on a rag. This is one we've used many times, so it's nice and soaked in, and just start applying it. I do like our final coat. What's nice is this doesn't leave streaks or anything like you do with a clear coat, because we'll get it all on there. We'll do few good coats, and then to kind of finish everything off, you give it a good wipe down. That kind of blends everything in. Not only am I going to apply this to the surface here, the paint, but I'm also going to put it on the trim. It can always be washed back off with a degreaser if you want to buff and polish that trim, but I think that's pretty sharp. Isn't that awesome? Wow, that paint's so pretty still. That's why we love restoring, putting fresh paint on stuff. But I mean, it's a farm truck. And look at that.
Really makes that trim pop, don't it?
Yeah, it's pretty. Other than this one little spot right here, it's really nice trim on this truck. I apologize for the lighting. You're supposed to do this in a shaded area. That's under the old pine trees. First fuel up in 30 years. Let's do this. Oh, I love this truck. It's just an old long bed farm truck, but talk about taking a step back in time.
First gas fill up in 30 years. That was our first time at highway speeds, about 35 miles an hour coming into town, so everything looks good, clean, major leaks. This thing's running cool as a cucumber. Let's go to the mountains. Hey, we got a fuel gauge, temp gauge, oil pressure gauge, all waking up. Let's get some AC on in here. Hey, it's what you got. Worn, it's sweaty, it's a little rough around the edges, but it's perfect. What an awesome truck. We didn't quite make it all the way up to Sassafras tonight. If you can't tell, we're right at Sunset. It's a 6-cylinder automatic. It's not exactly a hot rod, but it does well. I love it just the way that it is. It's the perfect pawpaw farm truck. What a beautiful backdrop. Haygood Mill here in Pickens County. 30-year first drive, and it did perfect. What an awesome driving truck. Built to last, built to be back on the road. Getting it running after all of those years, going through the drivetrain, building the brakes. Then obviously we had to take care of that bed. Super happy with the way that it came out. It's not perfect. We left a few of the original drain holes. And if you can't tell, we did a little touch-up paint around the edges. We got a can mixed to actually clean that up with the original paint because I didn't like how we had stepped up with the bed liner, but the bed liner did turn out nice after we rolled over it with the textured roller. And this truck's ready to go for so many more years. It's solid, it's tough, it's not perfect, but it's ready to enjoy, it's ready to work, it's ready to cruise on for another 53 years and so on. We really hope you all have enjoyed this rescue. What a blast we had bringing this thing back. It's not a valuable truck, but it's a meaningful truck. and it's gonna be enjoyed. If you all enjoyed this rescue and you wanna see more of our rescues, be sure to subscribe button, notification bell to keep up with our future uploads. If you have been a part of the channel, we do appreciate it so incredibly much. We get to rescue old rigs like this because of each and every one of you. Peace out and catch you all on the flip side. It is no speed demon, but it's like just the right amount of cruising, you know? It's like just the perfect, I'm gonna load a 10-foot stack of 8-foot plywood in the back of it, or a bunch of hay, or maybe some goats. That's what this thing was used for, wasn't it? We need to go get some goats. That is a solid 2.5 hours of driving. Everything looks happy. Oil pressure, temp, charging, barely use any fuel. She's a gas sipper. And call me crazy, I know it's just an old pickup truck. This was probably one of my favorite rescues so far. I really enjoyed it. It's the perfect pawpaw truck for old pawpaw over here.